Hello and welcome to Milbrae for the final of the Arnold Clark Men's Premiership Final 2004-2025. It's set to be an epic battle here on the West Coast as the regular season league leaders Ayr take on the Edinburgh side Watsonians in the final here at Milbrae. Who's going to come out with the brand new Premiership trophy? Before the game we caught up with Ayr head coach Grant Anderson and Watsonians head coach Davy Wilson.
Grant, thank you very much for your time. Any changes from last week's semi-final against Curry?
Yeah, we've got a few, so a couple of changes in the back three. James Malcolm comes back in at hooker as well, and a few changes on the bench just to reflect how training's gone and how we're looking as a 22.
It's been a brilliant season for your club, 22 out of 23. Are you going to finish the job off today in front of the home fans?
Well, that's the hope. You know, we set targets every season, I'm sure every club does, and one of ours was to win every single home game that we play in and then also score over 1,000 points. So obviously we've already achieved that second one there, so the focus is to go one more time, one more set of 80 minutes and finish the season off the way we intended to start it.
And just a word on your opponents as well. They finished third in the regular season but had a really strong semi-final. What are you expecting from them today?
Do you know what? Watsonians are a physical group. They've been together for a while, a lot of quality players, so I'm expecting a physical confrontation. I think they want to throw the ball about. I think we'll throw the ball about as well, so do you know what? Just hopefully get the better of them and do the big. Last week we capitalised in the big moments, and I'm hoping we do the same today, and I fully back the boys to do that.
Davey, thanks very much for your time. A couple of changes from the semi-final lineup to take on Harriets. What are those changes?
Yeah, so we've changed two of the front row, rotated those guys. Our 9, Conor McAlpine, not available this week and involved with Edinburgh, so we brought Murray Scott, who has been our main 9 most of the season, so not much of a disruption, to be honest with you.
Coming up against a strong Ayr side in the grand final today, what are your expectations from them?
Well, we've done our homework obviously. They're a strong outfit, they've got balance across the team. We need to make sure that our discipline is spot on because we can't allow them to get that momentum into the game. So yeah, it's going to be a tough match for us, but I know that if we can match them physically and we can compete at set piece time, then I think we're in for a pretty good game this afternoon.
And so without further ado, let's get to the action. Your commentators for this one are Stuart McFarlane and Dale Clancy.
And again it's taken on there by Neil Everbest, the co-captain, and is requiring his scrum half Murray Scott to recycle ball, bag it with the long loop pass out there, deflected off the hands of Pitsia. Now the breakaway is on, and this is a lung-bursting effort here, and Ayr could well be in underneath the post for the opening score. An opportunity try, if ever there was one, and Luca Bardelli in the right place at the right time after pressure from Watsonians. But he's going to be off to Northampton at the end of the season, so this will be his last outing as he gets back into position, wearing 14 this afternoon. Shedden now is dumped there by 2 Watsonians players, the outside centre, picked up again, no Fergus Johnston looking to find some room, back to Kakasau there, taken on from the hooker to Kakasau, and he's in for a second score. And James Malcolm will be playing his last game for Ayr this afternoon, we understand. Nice little offload there by Murray Scott. 3 back just outside the 22 for Ayr, taken on then by Robbie Orr. Weaving run there from Orr. Kakasau, lovely one-handed take from Kakasau, opens up, gets into his running, into the 22. Kakasau rounds the fullback there, Osley. The 1-on-1 was no contest on this occasion, and Kakasau's in for a third try. This is majestic stuff here from Ayr. Bringing the second row forwards into play. Offload is nice, and Blair McPherson gets into his running, and he can make some ground and take some stopping, but it has been ripped in by the Watsonian side. Stolen back though by Lewis McNamara, and McNamara up towards the 22. Now the speedsters come in, and Ayr are in for a 4th try. Look at Bardelli, anything that Kakasau can do, Bardelli can match. 5'9" tall, but my word that he got into his running very quickly there. 3 converted tries, a missed penalty goal, a missed conversion rather, but a successful penalty goal, and there we are. The referee signalling that is the end of the first 40 minutes. And a chance for Fergus Johnston, who gets the ball back once more, on then towards Beattie then Bardelli, long loop pass, one winger to the other, and Kakasau's in for another score. They link up perfectly well there. It's a hat-trick for Kakasau. Recycled, and again it's taken on by This time Oscar Baird, one of the players just off the bench. Back towards Beattie, who's been comfortable sitting in at 10 rather than his perhaps normal position as one of the centre partners, but he knows those two so well. And Stirrett couldn't quite find Shedden, but they managed to chip the ball out towards the left hand side, and they're in for another score. And it's the man just on the park, Thomas Lanny, who's going to be in underneath the post. Champagne stuff from Ayr. I think they've really been facing stern resistance from Ayr in these situations so far. Scum reaching in with the eyes, looking to try and retrieve possession of the ball here and set up an attack for Watsonians.
No, you let go. Go off it, let go.
This afternoon, of course, is Sam O'Neill. As Watsonians then are able to work the ball back into that 22, try and pick and go, find a bit of space. Back it goes to Baggett. Really solid challenge coming in there, but they're able to release. On this occasion, Seb Cecil is stopped just short of that 5 metre line. Baggett could find his space. Baggett is able to round his man, plants the ball down, little sideways roll, and that's the opening Watsonian score. Can Watsonians fashion something from this handy position inside the 22? It's worked its way back there, and Pritchard joins in the drive. In behind him is Chris Bell, if required, to bring the backs into play. The Watsonians forwards are trying to dig their studs into this Milbrae pitch, as it's back now with Bell. Again through the hands of the two centres. Osley's got a little bit of room. There's further room out towards the right hand side. The referee with the raised arm there, and you could see that the ball was making its way to Loman McPherson. We announced to the crowd in just a few moments time that Ayr on the charge once more, and Robbie Orr into the 22 gets a little bit untidy there down the left hand side. The clock shows that we've reached the 40-minute mark. The forward pass, could that be the last action in the game? The referee puts whistle to mouth and blows for full time, and Ayr have clinched their 5th top flight championship. As Queens, we are the champions. Ready, and is now blasting through the loudspeakers around Milbrae, and the backroom staff, the players replaced during the course of the game, come on and celebrate with their teammates.
We're pretty lucky. There was a few loose balls, and our wingers pounced on it, and that probably just gave us a level of comfort to play with freedom. And it didn't make it easy for us. A couple of shots here in the second half, and we got a yellow card, and thankfully our discipline was pretty good throughout the game. So we kept Jason's boot out of it for most of it.
That was obviously a big thing going into it. Such a physical encounter as well. Our boys are pretty battered and bruised after that match.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a few sore bodies, but I think there'll be some liquid medicine tonight, and all the boys will be feeling much better tomorrow.
And just how good is this club? Like, throughout the entire season, you've been unbelievable.
We always set our targets getting a home semi-final, so a huge amount of effort went into that in pre-season, combining the two squads, and it's not an easy thing. We've had over 45 players playing for us in 1 year, and everyone really buys into the culture, and I think that's something that people tend to not understand about the club. They think we're just this super force, and other clubs can't compete, but it's really the culture that makes this place special, and ultimately puts us in a good place for days like today.
Well, obviously it's the end of the season. I think it's really full credit to Ayr. I think they've been fantastic over the course of the season. I think if we had managed to sneak the victory here, you probably would have thought justice hadn't been done. And they came out of the traps flying, and we maybe gifted a few tries to them early doors, and then it was always a mountain to climb. But we stuck at it, and that's kind of all you can do in that situation. But it's disappointing. But for me, where on the journey of the season, from where we started to where we got to, has been thoroughly enjoyable. So I've had a blast this season, and it was just probably one game too far for us, really. But full credit there. I think they're fantastic, great squad, great setup, and they've kind of, ever since I've played, they've been the team that's really kind of pushing the needle in terms of the performance and the standards in the Premiership. So they absolutely deserve to win the league. No qualms about that. I thought they were brilliant over the course of the season, and then probably too much today. So congratulations to them.
Well, what a final it has been. Congratulations to Ayr for winning the 2024-2025 Arnold Clark Men's Premiership season, and commiserations to Watsonians. You can watch the game back in full now on BBC iPlayer and internationally on YouTube. We would like to thank you all for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next season.